Hi again, everybody. This is Bernie with you. This is lesson 9 of the Murals and Movement workshop. So we're going to start working now in the last 4 lessons toward our culminating project, which is a video-based dance mural. It's going to involve, obviously, visual art and movement, and we're going to combine those together to tell a story together, all right? So we're going to use all the different things we've been learning and practicing through lessons 1 through 8 in our culminating project. So today we're going to focus on character development, and a little bit later we're going to look at pre-writing and drafting, which is the first 2 elements of the process of writing a story. So when you think about character development, think about the last story that you watched or read. What was it about the characters that drew you in or compelled you? What processes did they have to go through to change and grow? Did they have to go through some struggles to be able to attain a new level of identity, or just to get to a different place and become a different character? So we're going to look at that a little bit today through a brief drawing exercise, and then Allison, Sarah, and Simon are going to be back with you to take you through a really fun and exciting way to demonstrate character development. You can kind of involve people around you in that process as well. So that's going to be really interesting. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And then a little bit later, we're going to look at pre-writing and drafting. Okay, so let's get going. So we're going to be working with character development, as I mentioned, and so here are some of the basic qualities of character development and how it happens. So here are the steps we're going to go through to do a short visual art project on character development. I'll do a demo for you here in a few seconds, so feel free to pause the video here to jot down the steps. So I decided to just go simple with my character and just draw a shape, just draw a sphere. So I'm going to start with a simple sphere to represent a character. So you'll see our fabulous dancers, Allison, Simon, and Sarah, a little bit later as they transform a ball with different movement exercises. It's a lot of fun, so make sure you participate in that. Then just as a reminder, you can use your finger to smudge. It's really great. You can use a what's called a tortillon or a blending stick as well. That's always fun, just to get in there with your fingers. Okay, so this is my drawing of where I want my character to end up at the end of the story. All right, so sometimes it's helpful to think about where you want your character to be at the end of the story, at the end of the struggles that they may have to go through to get to where they are now. Okay, so this is my rendering of that. And of course, this has a lot of bearing for our own lives and our own stories as well. The different things that we've had to go through to be where we are now. Here I am just cutting out my original character, my sphere. Alright, so here's my first setting that I'm going to put my sphere into, my first scene, if you will. Okay, so I'm just thinking about how is this sphere going to transform into that really colorful sphere that I just showed you. And here would be maybe a second scene or scenario or setting. So just be creative with this, okay? We're just kind of brainstorming and having fun right now. And here could be a third one. Maybe there's some color introduced there. This is some stained glass in my apartment. So, yeah, maybe this is a way for the character to get some color. So again, feel free to jot down some different things that might happen to have your character transform in each of these different settings. And so now join our Attack Theater dancers as they show you how amazing collaboration can be as they take you through a process by which a ball becomes all kinds of different things.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Murals and Movement workshop number 9. It's crazy that we are actually at workshop number 9 of 12. Insane. My name is Allison Popesky, and I am the movement person in this collaborative workshop. And then Bernie, which you will see later or before this, is the visual art person in this collaboration. And then I also have the amazing artists and humans joining me today and for the remainder of the workshops. We have Simon Phillips.
Hey, how's it going?
And then we have Sarah Zielinski.
Hello.
Yay! All right, so today we're going to be exploring the writing process, and then we're actually going to be using that to analyze and interpret and play around with this beautiful piece of artwork and kind of create our own story. And then we're going to manipulate that story and really create this beautiful movement, visual art sequence that we're all going to make together. And what's cool about this experience is that we're going to use this process. So we're going to really take our time with the writing process and how we can integrate that into movement and visual art. We're going to take our time with that, and we're going to use this kind of process for the remainder of the workshops. So you'll hopefully take all that we've done since workshop number 1, use those tools and strategies, and we're going to put it to work for the remainder of these workshops. So it's going to be exciting. But the first thing we're going to start with, before we start any action, we're going to start with a warm up. So we're going to warm up and do a sort of character building, character interpretation warm up to start us off. So I encourage you to join us. You can do this on your own, watch us, and then try it by yourself, or you're welcome to involve anyone in the family, friends, your pets if you'd like, anyone to join you to try this before you start the remainder of the workshop. All right, you ready, Sarah Simon? Okay, so I brought with me for the warm-up, I brought my ball. So as you can see, it's round. It's got about a medium-sized weight to it. It's not too heavy, but it's not too light either. So it's got a nice little comfortable weight to it. It's not too big, not too small, nice round size of a ball. Let's just play around with it. So I'm actually gonna take this ball and I'm gonna pass it to Sarah.
I'm going to pass this ball to Simon now.
Nice
I'm
catch.
gonna throw it up and headbutt it to Allison.
Woo! And I am going to catch it from the air. Thank you for that headbutt, Simon. All right. Okay, so now I'm actually going to take this medium-sized ball and I'm actually going to poke a little hole in the top, and I'm gonna blow it up into a big ball. I'm gonna take this big ball and I'm gonna throw it to Simon.
Oh, so I'm gonna take this big ball and squeeze it, and make it flat. So now we've got this big round disc that I'm gonna throw like a frisbee to Sarah.
I'm going to catch that frisbee and I'm going to smush it, and crumble it up into a tight little wad. And I'm going to bounce it like a bouncy ball to Allison.
Oh, got it. Yes, love it. All right, I'm going to take this like crumpled bouncy ball looking thing, and I'm actually going to put it down and kind of press it, lay it out flat. And I'm actually going to cut it in half. And I'm going to take the one half, roll it up, put it in my pocket for later. I'm going to put the other half, roll it up into a teeny tiny ball, and I'm just going to throw it up in the air to Simon.
Oh, it's a little ball. It's kind of light, it's falling down like a snowflake. This tiny little gentle ball that I'm gonna take this tiny ball and stretch it out. So now it's like a big string, and I'm gonna play jump rope with it. Then have a lasso and pull this little string back to Sarah.
I'm going to pull this little string. It just keeps coming. Huh. Oh man. Okay. I got it all laid out here. I'm going to chop it. Gonna mix them up. And then I'm gonna throw them like confetti to Allison.
Woo! And I'm just gonna stand here basking in this beautiful, these small pieces of confetti, getting on my hair, getting on my shoulders, getting on my little like cardigan here. I'm just gonna bask in this glory. And actually,
so much confetti.
I was gonna say, as it's spreading, it looks like it's everywhere. So I'm gonna keep blowing it so Simon and Sarah can get some of this confetti. And we're just gonna let it fall. Woo! Excellent. All right. So this is, again, something super, super simple. Try not to think too hard about it. This is all just about, well, how would we explain this, Sarah and Simon, as like, what are some ways that this kind of develops character?
So let's go back to the beginning. Consider that ball that Allison had. It started as a ball and ended as confetti. How did it get there? What are some things that we all did to it to transform the ball, medium size, what did you say, like medium weighted ball into confetti? So first, what happened first?
Well, we had to change it.
Allison threw the ball to me and I stretched it. Was that right? Did I do that? Oh no, Allison blew it up first. She blew the ball
up. Oh, that's right. Yep.
And then I took it and I made this big ball, huge big ball. I took that big ball and made it flat. So now we've got a big flat round disc that I threw to Sarah.
And I kind of took the Frisbee that it was and flattened it. And I think, what did I do? Oh, I crumpled it up, but I gave it a little bit of a different characteristic and then a different quality of bounciness. And with that, I took the characteristics of the ball and let that carry its way in a different character to Allison.
Yes, and then I responded to that character the best that I possibly could, and I took kind of where Sarah started, and I just kind of let it go, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take this ball, and then I took what it was, so accepting the character that it was, and then I kind of changed the characteristics, not only by showing with my hands and my body with what I was doing, but then also describing kind of the changes and the characteristics with my words. So it's kind of this magic possibility of taking an object that was already kind of perceived as something else and then really making it something that you want it to be with your words and with your movement, and just being as clear as you possibly can with that. So it's almost like, so would you guys say that it's like you're taking an existing character and then using your body and your movement to then manipulate it and change it into something else?
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Transforming.
And using all those different adjectives, those descriptive words like big or bouncy or flat or crumply, all of those different descriptive words that really give a sense of quality and a sense of personality to our rather boring ball. Yeah.
Yes, perfect. All right, awesome. Well, I encourage you watching this to try this on your own, and then this will hopefully help when we go into our next activity.
So hopefully you enjoyed that drawing activity we did with character development, and hopefully you really enjoyed the movement process with our amazing dancers, Allison, Sarah, and Simon, with the ball. So that was pretty fun and interesting, right? So I really enjoyed doing that as well. So now we're going to focus. We're going to take it a little bit deeper now. We're going to go into pre-writing and drafting, okay? So for this... So Allison, Sarah, and Simon used a drawing by one of our participants, and so you can do that. You can use Lisa G's drawing if you'd like to, or if you really want to, you can use your own drawings as well, or another drawing, okay? So it's just important to kind of follow them with the process, and again, so this is really a great opportunity for us to brainstorm and get some ideas together for our final project. All right, so enjoy. Just wanted to start out with a brief textbook definition of what pre-writing and drafting are all about. So again, feel free to pause the video if you'd like to read this with a little bit more detail. So again, just some strategies for pre-writing: brainstorming, free writing, questioning. Sometimes it's helpful to use a graphic organizer for that. And there's about drafting. So you'll end up with a rough draft, obviously, at the end of your drafting process. So now join Allison, Sarah, and Simon as they demonstrate this process. And as a reminder, make sure you record your movement sequences so we can use those in the final project.
Okay, all right, it is time to start with the writing process. So we are going to start with writing process number one, or writing step number one, which is the pre-writing. So that is when we are just essentially writing what we see. And for today, we are going to use a beautiful piece of artwork that one of our participants, her name is Lisa G, has graciously let us use for this process. So I encourage you to use this piece too, although you are welcome to use anything else that may inspire you. But today, us three, me, Simon, and Sarah, we are going to use this beautiful piece by Lisa G. And so I'm going to share this with you now, so you can see. So of course, when Lisa drew this, she drew this in response to one of our previous lessons. So there's a story and a reason as to why she drew this, of course. But for us, we are approaching this as a blank canvas. So we all have our paper in front of us, our blank papers, and we are using this as the foundation for our inspiration and our story. But of course, it is the story that we are going to create together now. So thinking of the pre-writing step of the writing process, we are going to be looking at this artwork, and all we're going to be doing right now is writing what we see. So I have a piece of paper here that I'm going to use with Sarah and Simon, and we're just going to take turns making these observations and just sharing our thoughts. And then I would encourage you to do the same, and then just go ahead and write it down as the start to your story. All right, so Simon, do you want to start?
Yeah, just saying what I see. I see a bird under a tree.
Bird under a tree.
That's good, Simon. I see blowing leaves.
Oh yeah. Okay. I see a stream. It looks like, yeah, I see a stream, a blue stream running through the middle there.
And I see lots of sunshine.
Same.
I think I see a butterfly too.
There is a butterfly.
Wait, where's the butterfly?
Near the sun?
On the right side, yeah. It's between the sun and the flower.
Between the sun and the flower part. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so butterfly. Would you say the butterfly's near the sun?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see, what else do we see? I see different types of leaves. I see different types of leaves. Okay. All right, so I think we all shared a few things. Does anyone else see anything that one of us hasn't mentioned, or anything that's sticking out to them that we haven't really said? Let's see, I'll just review what we kind of have already shared. A bird under a tree. We see blowing leaves. We see a blue stream running through the middle. We see lots of sunshine. We see a butterfly near the sun. We see different types of leaves.
Oh, and the bird. We see the bird too.
Yeah, that's interesting, right? Lots of flowers. I'm sure some people at home will definitely notice all those beautiful flowers that Miss Lisa drew.
True.
Flowers. We don't
Lots
know what kind of flowers yet, but I see some kind of
flowers. Yes, I totally agree with that one. Lots of flowers, and yes, of course, the bird. The bird's actually what kind of my eye first goes to. I don't know if it's because it's in the center, but it's the first thing that kind of sticks out. So that's kind of the first thing we said, is the bird under the tree. All right, anyone see anything else?
I think that's good for now.
Cool.
It's good pre-writing. It's a lot.
All right, awesome. Okay, so now we just got finished with the pre-writing part of the writing process. Now we're going to go into the second step, which is drafting. So if you are writing a paper, this is when you're adding structure to some of your ideas. And for our workshop, our drafting process is going to be adding movement to our ideas. So go ahead and take another look at that, of those ideas that you wrote down. And then just take them one at a time and just go ahead and start putting some movement to them. So we're actually going to start, the idea that we're going to start with is sunshine. So lots of sunshine. And Simon's actually going to lead us with this one because it was his idea.
I like the sunshine. Cool. So again, you can feel free to do this sitting, or if you want to be more adventurous and do it standing, whatever works for you, just have fun. All right. So sunshine, when I think sunshine, I think big rays of sun. All right. I'm going to back up so you can see. All right. So I got big rays of sunshine. All right. Lots of sunshine.
Big rays. All right. And then moving along, we have our butterfly near the sun. So Sarah's going to guide us in that one.
I'm going to feel like those wings expand out and that they kind of have a little bit of the soaring aspect to them.
Oh, that's a nice arm workout. Okay, love that. And then, oh, okay, and then this takes us into this idea of the blue stream running through the middle. So we have our kind of butterfly action right here. And then I'm gonna take one of my hands and I'm gonna use that. So I'm gonna add some like wiggle to my hand. And I'm going to pass that through the middle, kind of the middle, I guess if I'm sitting, kind of near my chest. So the middle of my upper body.
Cool.
I like that, it's kind of cool. And then this takes us into our next idea, which is Simon's bird under a tree.
Cool. Well, let's review all that for now. All right. So we've got our sunshine, butterfly by the sun. We had our stream going through the middle. And now that bird, I'm going to pick, 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 pick. Yeah. I like birds. Kind of quick.
Well, that's an upper body workout. Okay. And this takes us into blowing leaves. So we kind of connected these two ideas that we had of blowing leaves and different leaves, and we're putting that into one idea. So we have blowing different leaves. Sarah.
Let's see. The first leaf, I think I'm going to blow up to the top of my screen. And then the next leaf is a jagged, more sharp. So I'm going to go down to the other corner. And then the other one is less of a crumpled one. So it kind of flutters to the other corner. So the three of them goes up, blow up. The wind takes you down as a different leaf. And then a softer leaf to the side.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Cool.
And then, so then this takes us into our final idea that we saw, which is the lots of flowers. So, gosh, there's so many things that I can think of with flowers. All right, so we just finished with our leaf. I think what I'm gonna start with is when I think flowers, I think of smell. So I'm gonna just take a nice deep breath in, and then let's just sprinkle those flowers. So I'm gonna use these like little jazz hand expression, right? And let's just, as we exhale, kind of take those flowers and sprinkle them as far as our reach feels comfortable. So if you want to stand and reach all the way up, or in front, or if you just want to stay seated and sprinkle those flowers. Lots and lots and lots. Excellent. All right, should we review, Simon? All six? Okay. All right, where do we start? Ooh, sunshine. Sunshine. Takes us then to the butterfly near the sun, which then goes into the blue stream running through the middle, and then the bird under a tree, and then the blowing different leaves. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and then we go into the flowers. Lots and lots on that exhale, lots and lots of flowers. Excellent. And once you have movement to all of your ideas, you're kind of adding that structure that we were looking for in the drafting process. So then we are ready to move on to our next component, our next component of the writing process, which will be in our next lesson. So awesome, awesome work today. Feel free to revisit this beautiful art piece by Lisa G. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Really take the time, write those ideas, write what you see, and then add some structure through the drafting part of the writing process by adding that movement. Big or small, whatever feels most authentic and good for your body where it's at right now. All right. And then, of course, record that movement so that you don't forget it because we need it for the remainder of the workshops. All right, excellent job, everyone. We'll see you for the next workshops.